Alright, what's up folks? I figured I'd do a 3-in-1 cut test with 3 of my Rosecraft Blades knives. These are all traditional style slip joints that are designed here in the USA and made overseas. And I really like them all a lot. I'm going to show them all to you here. The one on the top is the what is it? Loosahatchie, no. Beaver Creek Barlow is on the top. Next is the Loosahatchie Jack, and then on the bottom is the Kayak. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to call them... Actually, I'll use their full names, that way it's not confusing. These are all factory edges, all D2 blade steel. Just demonstrating the factory edges here. They're all nice and sharp. They're all nice and thin behind the edge. Here's the Kayak. So we're just going to go, cut for cut. I'll do cardboard with one, cut cardboard on the next one, cut cardboard on the last one. And you'll get a chance to see how these perform. So starting with the Beaver Creek Barlow. It's a real thin blade. And, I'm going to keep saying it, but all 3 of these knives are absolute cardboard destroyers. They're just thin. The geometry is thin, and they pass through the cardboard just really easy. Next, the Loosahatchie Jack. Same deal. Very, very thin, very slicey. It is fun cutting these. The fit and finish is really nice. These are all right around $50, and I think worth every penny. Lastly, the Kayak here. The full name I think is like Ocoee River Jack, or Ocoee River Kayak, something like that. But I just call it the Kayak. This one, the blade's kind of tilted down from the handle, so it actually is even better for cutting cardboard. Kind of creates that nightshade effect. Alright, next let's do some utility cutting with all 3 of these. They're all good at utility cutting, but I think one does a little better than the others. See that in a minute here. The Beaver Creek Barlow. This one has no belly, so you can see you're pretty much only using that first 1/8 inch of your tip, which for this kind of thing, utility draw cuts is great. It's a good thing. When we get into Cecil rope and rubber tubing, something with a little bit more belly will be better for that kind of thing. But this is really nice for drag cuts. I mean, really nice. You can go around turns easily. It's thin down there at the tip. Really nice. Next, Loosahatchie Jack. This one has some belly, so you're actually able to get the tip down and then rock back on it, which for the Cecil rope and the tubing will be really nice. But this can also be really good at utility cutting too. This one I think is actually the thinnest at the tip, which is good because since it's not super low tip like the sheep's foot, then having that thin tip makes it so where you don't really have to lift up your hand very much to get to a part of the tip where you can do a good draw cut. Lastly, the Kayak. This one you can actually get a little bit of belly too, rocking back, not as much as the Loosahatchie Jack. This one for utility cutting feels really good. This Kayak in a pinch grip is just nice. It feels really good, the way the blade's pointing down to the surface. It's just really nice. So you can see they all do turns nicely, cleanly. So far, I think these are all pretty neck and neck as far as their cutting ability. rubber tubing. Starting with the Beaver Creek Barlow. Here's where having no belly is a little bit, makes it a little more difficult. You can see we're kind of having to drag that, 1/4 inch of the tip through the tubing because that's all that we can really get to. But it just takes a little more muscle. Still definitely easily cutting it. Loosahatchie jack. Here's where the belly is going to come into play. So we get the tip down and then we rock back. We're not having to drag the knife through the cut. We just kind of putting downward pressure. And since we have the belly, that's enough to get all the way through the rubber tubing. Very nice. Now the kayak. See how it didn't quite get all the way while rocking back? This one we have to drag through a little bit, but not too bad. Cecil rope. Starting with the Beaver Creek Barlow. Again, since we don't have real good access to that whole edge because of the lack of belly, this one's going to be a little difficult. But if we're doing a cut like this, yeah, absolutely just fine. Loosahatchie jack. This one's going to be the best performing on the Cecil rope because of its belly. Same thing as with the rubber tubing. Get that tip down, rock back. Very nice. Now the kayak. Pretty darn good. Let's see where our edges are at. Starting with the Barlow. Surprising, man. Very surprising. They have done well with their D2. I was really happy to see that when I tested the kayak. And, I'm very happy to see that that is the case with all of these. They seem to have nailed this D2, the heat treatment on this D2, because, I've tested knives with, on paper, better blade steel that after that testing has not cut paper as well, this well. So that's great. Really, 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 really happy to see that because, I don't want any reason to not like these knives, I really like them. So the fact that they hold an edge very nicely is just awesome. Let's cut some more leather. Or actually, leather. I don't think we ever did any. Starting with the Barlow. Let's cut off a finger here. Just nice, easy cuts. You can see, even though we don't have the belly to work with on this kind of cutting, if you're sharp enough in that first 1/4 inch of blade, then it doesn't really matter that much. It's when you start losing your edge that it becomes difficult. Loosahatchie jack. Probably best suited for this. Really nice. The kayak. I've decided to give one of these away for my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. It's going to be the Beaver Creek Barlow. I wanted to give away one of them, and I like them all. But I decided I would give away the Beaver Creek Barlow. I think it's the best looking one, And as far as performance, I think I like the Loosahatchie Jack the best. So this knife right here is going to be up for grabs. The entry video will be out soon. Just cutting a little more cardboard to demonstrate again how nicely they slice. Oh, just so clean, so easy. Kayak. And one more thing I want to do is I want to do some long, kind of wavy cuts here, because it's just kind of fun to do. Not even like a whole lot of downward pressure. I mean, you're kind of just like dragging the knife along, making turns, and it just cleanly cuts all the way through. Let's do it with the Loosahatchie Jack. Same thing. Leaving no section of the cardboard uncut. And the Kayak. That one just feels so good in that pinch grip, man. Feels like you have such control over the tip. So there you go. These are really well-performing knives. Not just for a slip joint either, just in general. They perform really nicely. I really recommend them, man. I really do. If you're looking to get into traditional style slip joints, but you're not quite into the GEC arena, for example, then I think these are a really good option. Even if you are into GECs like I am, I still love these things. I still carry them because they're just good. And look at this D2, man. We're still cutting paper after all that cutting. Really, really impressive. Very good job. I'm not sure who actually made these. It's somewhere overseas, but I believe their OEM is not disclosed. Whoever it is nailing it. Absolutely nailing it. So there you go. Hope that was informative. If you're trying to decide between one of these, there are more Rosecraft blade designs out there that I haven't tried yet. It'd be kind of cool to get all of them. I don't think there's too many. That would be kind of a cool collection to have, because I honestly really do like these. So there you go. Please like the video before you head out. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Adios.